Hi everybody, it's me, LisaT, coming at you with some positive energy. Lighten up your life with Lisa. Reading The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beattie. Woo! My energy is crazy today. Yesterday I went all day, I worked, and then I came home, took my dog to the park, found this bird, this poor little baby bird, brought it, I needed to bring him home. I was talking to a stranger, and the stranger said, you gotta take him and do this and this and this. So I took him home and so took care of him temporarily. And then I went to see Elton John, and I realized at the end of the day I hadn't even eaten. And then I was screaming and singing, so my voice is a little gone, and I'm underslept, underfed, and overexerted. So please bear with me. All right, we are reading September 8th, Stopping Our Pain. Okay, here we go. Stopping our pain. Ooh, and I've had some because of this like depletion of sleep and energy and food and everything. A lot of pain was coming up for me. A lot of stuff was coming up for me. A lot of triggers. All my nerves were on the outside. So I've been feeling some emotional pain the last couple of days. Okay, so let's see what it says. Stopping our pain. Some of my feelings have been stored so long they have freeze or burn. I felt that in the last 2 days. I'm like, this is such old stuff coming up. Such old stuff. There's so many sources of pain in our life. Those of us recovering from adult, children, and codependency issues frequently have a cesspool of unresolved pain from the past. Yes. We have feelings, sometimes from early childhood to the present, that either hurt too much to feel or that we had no support or permission to deal with them. So back in the past, we had this stuff coming up, we had this pain, and it was too painful to feel it, and we had no support, so we just shove it down. We shove it right down into this cesspool of cesspool, gosh, that's a tough word there, of unresolved pain. So but it will eventually come out, especially when you're in recovery, but it comes out in layers. It's like an iceberg that melts, so there's just a little bit at the top at first, and then it gets wide and deep. So there are other inevitable sources of pain in our life too. There's the sadness and grief that comes when we experience change. Yes, change. I always say, like, I love change. But actually when something like really shifts on me, I get like kind of in shock, and it's hard for me to deal with. So there's sadness and grief that comes when we experience change, and even good change. Yep. As we let go of one part of our life and begin our journey into the new. It's this shifting, and especially in recovery, we're always learning and growing at exponential levels at sometimes. And that change, it's like a growing pain. It's painful to like change and grow and stretch into this new thing, and it's scary because it's unknown. You're changing into this new thing. The way you are now, the way you are in the past, it's so familiar. You've been in all your life, and in recovery, we're changing and learning and growing. And so when you get into this new chapters, that even though it's like good and awesome, it can still be uncomfortable. So there is pain in recovery as we begin allowing ourselves to feel, well, dropping our protective shield of denial. We talked about denial in a couple of readings ago. So we're dropping this protective shield and showing what's happening, like showing and honoring our feelings, honoring what's coming up. And we're starting to allow ourselves to feel this, allow ourselves to feel the old stuff coming up, and allow ourselves also, for me anyways, I'm allowing myself to feel what I'm feeling in the moment and express that and be okay with that. So I'm dropping the protective shield that I developed as a child, which is a form of denial. So we deny it. So there is the pain that leads and guides us into better choices for our future. So whatever's come up today, okay, how can I learn from this? Last night I had to call a friend after the concert because I was overwhelmed, and one of my first thoughts was, okay, how am I going to do better next time? So because of my recovery journey, in the past I probably would have beat on myself and would have been, oh, why am I feeling this way, and that shouldn't happen, and this should. But instead I was like, okay, that was a knee-jerk reaction to say, how can I learn from this moment so that I can do better next time? So it's for our future. So the pain that leads and guides us into better choices for our future. We have many choices about how to stop this pain. We may have experimented with different options. Compulsive and addictive behaviors stop pain. Want to know why you're acting compulsive? You're avoiding something. Want to know why you have addictions? You're avoiding something. We are avoiding something when we latch on. Compulsive, it's like, oh, I'll just do this, I'll just do that. It's like a distraction from, I'll buy this, I'll do it's a distraction from yourself. Or like many people in this world are distracting themselves from themselves. It's distracting themselves from themselves all the time, and two major ways are through compulsive behaviors and addictions. but all that does is stop it temporarily. We may have used alcohol, other drugs, relationships, or sex to stop our pain. We may talk compulsively or compulsively focus on other people and their needs. That's codependency number one, focusing on other people and their needs as a way to avoid or stop our pain. Again, distracting ourselves from ourselves. We may use religion to avoid our feelings. We may resort to denial of how we are feeling to stop our pain. It's all about feeling. I wrote a song about this emotional journey of life. Our journey through life is an emotional one. You know, I'm frustrated with my dog right now, or I'm happy this new thing is coming, or I'm scared about that new thing. You know, it's all just about this emotional journey. So when we get okay with feeling things, then we can enjoy the ride. So that's why there's so much about feel this, feel that. So we may be, okay, so we resort to denial of how we are feeling to stop our pain. We may stay so busy that we don't have time to feel. We may use money, exercise, or food to stop our pain or to avoid our feelings. We have many choices to survive. We may have used some of these options only to find that they were Band-Aids. All it does is cover something up temporarily. That's what it says here. They were Band-Aids, temporary pain relievers that did not solve the problem. They just make you avoid it for a while. It will come up. It will surface its head at some point. They did not really stop our pain, but they postponed it. So that's why I say we got to deal with it so we can feel it, so we can, or deal with it, feel it, so we can deal with it, then we can heal it. And then we get to enjoy freedom because we start living in the moment, not always pushing and avoiding things, you know? In recovery, there's a better choice about how we may stop pain. We can face it and feel it. Yeah. Feel it, deal with it, and heal with it. They're saying face it and feel it. Face it. We face things now. In recovery, we face it all. We face it all. We don't push, we don't deny, we don't avoid, we don't push things away. We face everything. And it's empowering, and it actually creates abundance and freedom in your life. I know it because I was there. I mean, I have my moments that I'm not there like today, but I have had the experience. I have a reference point that this is the way it goes. Okay, postponed it. In recovery, there's a better choice about how we may stop pain. We can face it and feel it. When we are ready, with our higher power's help, we can summon the courage to feel the pain. Ask for help. God, give me help right now. I need help so that I can have the courage to face this pain and feel what I'm feeling. I almost burst into tears with one of my clients today. And I felt like it was like I was tapping into something, but I think it was also my own. I have a big cry that I've been pushing down for weeks now. It wants to come out. So I can ask my higher power for help to summon the courage to courage. Doing this stuff is brave. Doing all of this feeling and facing yourself, this is all very brave stuff. Getting vulnerable, very brave. You know, we're taught in the world, like, be strong, chin up, pull up your pants, and like, you know, just chin up and face on. But that's a way of avoiding things. The real bravery, the real courage is when you get vulnerable and you honor your feelings. So in recovery, there's a better choice about how we may stop pain. We can face it. Yeah, I read that. Okay, so when we are ready, with our higher power's help, we can summon the courage to feel the pain, let it go, and let the pain move us forward into a new decision, into a new life. We can stop the behaviors we are doing that cause pain. What am I doing that's causing my pain? What's my part in this? If that's appropriate, we can make a decision to remove ourselves from situations that cause repeated similar pain. Those people, places, and things, if they're causing repeated similar pain for you, this is where boundaries come in. Nope, not going to hang out with that family member. Not going to hang out with that person anymore. Nope, not going to work at that job anymore. Like, who knows what it is? It could be a multitude of things where you decide, you know what, this isn't serving me. This is causing me pain. I need to. But you gotta look at that, because you could also be just avoiding. You don't want to just avoid. You want to make sure that you're doing it in a healthy boundary setting way. So we can make a decision to remove ourselves from situations that cause repeated similar pain. We can learn the lesson our pain is trying to teach us. If we are being pelleted by pain, there is a lesson. So there's that old saying, like, you know, at first God will tap you on the head and say, don't do that. And then you keep on, as humans, we keep on doing it. We ignore the signs, and then we get like a rock thrown at us. Don't do that. Oh, yeah. And then you get smashed to the ground. Most of us need to be like pummeled to the ground before we make a major change. We decide enough is enough. I'm not going to live another moment of another second of another day of another week like this. No more. So if we are being pelleted by pain, there is a lesson. Trust That idea. Something is being worked out in us. The answer will not come from addictive or other compulsive behaviors. We will receive the answer when we feel our feelings. So we're not going to get answers about how to live in the solution and not the problem by avoiding things. We'll get it when we get real, when we get true, when we access our truth. It takes courage to be courage. It takes courage to be willing to stand still and feel what we must feel. Feel the pain, feel the grief, feel the sorrow. And when you do that, you get to get the junk out and then feel the joy and the happiness and the freedoms. So sometimes we have what seems like endless layers of pain inside us. I've had that. I'm like, oh my gosh, not another thing to deal with, not another thing to feel. It feels endless in me at times. Pain hurts, grief hurts, sadness hurts. It does not feel good, but neither does denying what is already there. So the good news is when you finally feel the grief and feel the sadness, it's done with. When we do compulsive behaviors and addictive behaviors, all we do is push it there, and it's always brewing. It's always brewing, and it's never done with. But if you just stop and feel it, you can finally move on. And then you get, again, you don't have life compiling up on you. It's just fresh and new with every moment. But neither does layers of pain inside us. Pain hurts, grief hurts, sadness hurts. It does not feel good, but neither does denying what is already there. Neither does living a lifetime with old and new pockets of pain packed, stored, and stacked within. It will only hurt us for a while if we feel it now. It will only hurt us for a moment, no longer than necessary to heal us. It's about healing. We feel this stuff so we can heal. Again, feel it so you can deal with it finally, and then heal it and be done. We can trust that if we must feel pain, it is part of healing and it is good. We can become willing to surrender to and accept the inevitable painful feelings that are a good part of recovery. Go with the flow, even when the flow takes us through uncomfortable feelings. Release, freedom, healing, and good feelings are on the other side. And I promise from personal experience, I remember it was my dark night of the soul, the first of, I'm sure there's going to be more, but it was my first time. It was a couple of years ago. It was 2 months where I was on my carpet in fetal position every night, and I would call my friend. I could barely pick up the phone. Sometimes I couldn't pick up the phone. I just had to voice text, which I'd never done before. And she would just tell me, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And I just had to feel this pain and let it come up for day after day after day. But when it was finally felt, there was this freedom. It was finally this old shit I'd been carrying since I was a child was finally out of me and finally done. And I got to step into the next level. So yeah, here's your prayer for today. Today, I am open and willing to feel what I need to feel. I am willing to stop my compulsive behaviors. I'm willing to let go of my denial. I'm willing to feel what I need to feel to be healed, healthy, and whole. Woo! Mwah! Amen. Thanks for watching.